Welcome back to Wook Plus. I'm Weekend Wook, joined by Kev the Great Went and T. What's up, guys? How's it going?
Randy, I was at that show. I'm excited. I haven't listened to it since that night, so.
Yes, welcome, Alan. Welcome to the Wook crew. We appreciate the support. Yeah, I'm really excited, Randy. Sorry we forgot. I knew it was 94, and then someone in the chat last night was like, "Oh, it's this other date." That was not even a real date from 94, but I was like, "Ah, cool, that's it." But thank you for reminding us. Also, yes, thank you, Essie. Very excited to be at 4K and moving straight on to 5. So if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. We got a lot of great shit planned. But so next Tuesday, because it's the last Tuesday of the month for Wook Club, we're going to be doing Grateful Dead, and we'll be doing 10-5-94 per Randy's request. So it's going to be pretty sweet.
Nice.
Yeah. Any other
I like
plugs?
The last Tuesday of the month.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Yeah,
I like this thing that Ray is saying. Spectrum 97, 6 CDs. You know that's my favorite Bowie. Is the Bowie from the 12-3 show.
Oh, dude, I love those.
Yeah, they were two huge shows, but that second show was just
unfinished
Bowie that was 25 minutes.
I love all the because you get that with like the toys and shit, and like Amazon. They're the biggest leaking for like every industry. You just look for the merch, and you can find anything out. It's crazy. Anyway, lots going on this week. We're technically in the off season, but there's been a ton of shit going on. A bunch of tours just dropped. I guess it's that time of year, right, where everybody starts getting their dates out. Who do we have? We had Dave Matthews Band. Did you guys just send me that? They have a pretty healthy tour.
Oh my God, it's like 38 shows, and they end at the Gorge for 3 nights, which
our producer,
not a Dave Matthews person, but I would. That's something I would go and do because the Gorge I hear is just all that.
Yeah.
I
what were you saying?
I telegrammed it to him.
Oh, was he supposed to bring it up and then he got high and
then he got high and sat back in his chair, started watching the show.
Where's the Afro Man sample?
He's like, it's so nice not having to do stuff on this show.
But I was
but they're playing. I think they're opening in Vegas. If I'm not
Is it the one you put in the thread, T? I can share it. Oh, I got it.
And then Tempe, and then they jump to Tampa, which is kind of a long jump, but I guess it's March, and then it starts up again in May. So if this is
wait, they're going from Tempe to Tampa?
Well, it's March. May.
Oh, I see.
So there's like 2 early March shows, which are weird, which I don't think are really summer.
Well, that's where the Europe fits in, right?
Oh.
So they're gonna do Tempe and then do Europe and then come back.
2 warm-up shows. Basically.
Right. I don't know, man. I'll probably go see him.
The shitty thing is that I will say is they're playing. See the 8/23 and 8/24 dates over there. They're playing Fiddler's Green in Colorado, which is like in this business park around like businesses and condominiums. It's awful compared to Red Rocks, which is like the greatest venue on earth. So it sucks that they're stuck playing there for whatever reason.
But Fiddlers holds 12.5 and Red Rocks holds 9. So you're getting an extra 7,000 people
in 2 nights. Play 3 nights of Red Rocks then.
Right. Just do the what's his face model, the Garth Brooks model. Just keep playing until you can't sell tickets.
Right there. Yeah.
Right. Hey, what's up, Dr. Dave? Yeah, I don't know. Like I went through a phase probably like a decade ago where I like really got into Dave, and then like I got really sick of it. I don't know if you've ever done that where you just like all of a sudden you can't listen to music anymore, and I like literally haven't really listened
The Doors.
to Yeah, exactly. That's a perfect example. It's like you're really into it, and all of a sudden you're like, I can't even listen to a single song. But now I feel like enough time's passed where I'm like, oh, I'll go see Dave again. That'd be fun.
And I feel like Dave would feel a little bit like a nostalgic act to you then, because it
100%. Yeah.
Because
Phish,
when the
I've
Dead
evolved with. Come on. Go on.
Was it me?
It's our first show. You think Ken's lagging?
Well, is it me lagging or you?
I think it's you. It's okay.
Yeah, I think it's you. But yeah,
Right.
yeah, it's been a while for me too. I just feel I haven't kept up with him either, so I don't even know. I don't know. I'm hoping it would be sort of classics that you remember, and not a whole. I don't even know how much new stuff there is. Is there a lot of new stuff? It's not that I don't like. I used to.
I don't know.
love
I haven't
Dave.
listened to him in a decade.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Exactly. Like, is there new Dave? I don't know. I feel naive not knowing because I mean I used to like him.
He just came out with a new album. Yeah, he came out with a new album not too long ago. Like, I don't know the exact dates, and I'm not going to look it up, but it came out within the last year. He has a new album.
Thanks. And how many people are no longer like? A lot of people aren't in the band anymore that were there for various reasons, like death and other.
Other. You check other. We know what you mean.
Oh, shit. You guys haven't seen him with a keyboardist yet, have you? Like, they replaced the saxophone with a keyboard. Way different Dave experience, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Way different. It's going to be fun. Yeah. I'm excited for you guys now. You should go check them out.
That's interesting. All right. So it's like a whole new experience, a whole new band. So, hey.
I saw the sax guy twice play with Phish.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Isn't he the one that had all the
issues?
Yeah. Other.
Other.
That was a fiddler.
That was the fiddler.
Oh, the fiddler. Yeah.
When the Dead played Tempe in '94, Dave Matthews Under the Table and Dreaming had just come out, and they had one of those posters on the Spotify that you had to look at it to see what the image was, you know, that you couldn't just tell passing by. I stood there for 20 minutes in line to piss and could never figure it out, so I've never listened to Dave Matthews.
Wait, like one of those things where you have to like cross your eyes, like it's a scooter. A scooter is a sailboat. That whole thing.
Yeah. I've never listened to him because of that.
I liked him, you know, back early 90s and whatnot. And then he opened for the Dead that year in 95 in Vegas. And that was the year I snuck in my camera, my old 35 millimeter. And I got some fucking great shots of him. Like I was standing on my water cooler, leaning on my buddy's shoulder with the camera, snapping shots. And I got one of them. He's looking right at my camera, like playing. It was, I got it. I got it framed. I have a big one hanging in my house, and I gave it to. I used to give it to people as a gift who liked Dave. They're like, "Oh, that's so cool." So yeah, fond memories of Dave. Like Dave shows were always fun back in, you know, when I used to see him. But again, I haven't seen him like you probably 20 years in that at this point.
Yeah,
so,
it's been a real long time. I think I could see him twice, and then I'd be good for another decade.
Yeah.
Oh shit! No, I lied. I saw him with Trey. I forgot about that for that island, the Tortuga thingy. So yeah, I did see him, but that was different.
But that's not really a Dave experience, right?
Yeah, it's not a Dave because you're in the Radio City, and it's
that was the Wasted Bros tour, right?
Yeah. No, Trey was sober at that point, but
in 2006.
No, there was the recent one. It was like 5 years ago.
Oh,
what was that island? The fucking 2006 was almost 20 years ago.
God help me.
Oh man. Oh, and Black Crowes did a tour drop.
I got my
Anyone
tickets.
Else?
I got my tickets.
Where you seeing them?
I'm excited. They're playing the Greek out here in LA, the LA Greek, not the
Berkeley
Greek. Yeah, not the Berkeley Greek, but the LA Greek. So it's a great venue though. I'm excited. It'll be fun as long as you know.
I wonder what Vegas has the over-under on them making it through the tour.
That's what I was. Well, I'm glad it's early. I didn't realize it was April. First of all, I thought it was in August today, and I was like, "Wait, it's April? Oh wow, that's really soon." But yeah, you know, they much like Dave, kind of opened their tour in Vegas in February, and then they start their tour in April is when it actually starts. So they have 2 shows in Vegas in February 9th and 10th, and then they hit the road in April and open in Nashville. So. Yeah, maybe they'll get a Billy Strings appearance with them in Nashville. He seems to always drop in on whoever's in town in Nashville.
I tell you what, that Modest Mouse, Jason, is burying the headline because they are touring with the Pixies, which is infinitely more important than Modest Mouse.
Infinitely.
Yeah. And then Lamp, which is Russ and Ray from Trey's band with Scott Metzger announced a bunch of dates at weird spots. There's like 2 Maryland shows, and one of them's in Elkton, at some place I've never heard of, and I live in Maryland.
I used to live by Elkton.
Oh yeah,
that sounds super familiar to me.
And that's how they're billing it on Facebook. It said going to out of the way venues or something is how they phrased it, which I find a fascinating way to do things. Instead of hitting the corporate regular old grind, they're trying to hit some different places that maybe are independent.
How big of venues you think Lamp is playing? Well, I guess it's not think like
right.
Now
they played Atlantis. They played Atlantis when I saw them, and it's 500. I think these are probably pushing 750, 1,000.
Yeah, the bigger clubs, bars.
Yeah, the mid-size. Cool. Yeah, it's not an Anthem, which probably holds 5,000.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a weird thing. King Gizzard is playing the Anthem to open their tour, and the next night they're playing like Flushing Meadows or something. I'm like,
was it like an off night or something?
I guess it's the first night of tour, so they're playing a smaller club, and it's especially like the Rolling Stones would do that kind of thing. It's just a nod to the fans, and also work out the kinks in a smaller venue.
Sure. Phish should do that. That wouldn't go over well. Everybody would be butthurt about that.
Isn't that why they tried it in Arkansas? It was a smaller venue.
Or like with the Sirius exclusive shows and shit like that, that you can only get into that way. People fucking
what they would have to do is do guerrilla and just show up at some bar, set up, start playing and live stream, and don't even tell anybody
under a
and then everybody
pseudonym.
would watch it, right? Yeah.
Under a pseudonym, like what you like bands kind of do when they're testing out new shit and stuff, and play small little bars like the Rocks.
You couldn't do that. You couldn't do that these days with like
social media,
and Phish fans and how fucking obsessive and shit.
Hey,
fucking Alex would be on Twitter,
but Tim,
with, like pictures and shit.
On that note, look at how well they did Gamehenge, and none of that leaked. So there are ways to do it. It just has to be the right people and the right NDAs.
Yeah, it didn't not leak. I think it leaked, and then the people that found out were being respectful about it because they're like, "Oh, I don't want to fuck up your Gamehenge experience." If somebody heard that like Phish was going to be at a small bar, that shit would be out instantly. I feel like. I don't know.
That's why they just show up.
Yeah.
Need to know basis. Need to know.
Yeah,
more Phish rumors.
We would be the ones reporting that shit. The second I heard that, I'd be like, let's get a microdose. No, the first thing I do is get on the road to the bar, and then the second thing would be to do a microdose. So this is kind of a misleading headline, but at least I'm warning you ahead of time. We've noticed a pattern with a couple of bands. No, Nugs is happening still, but more and more bands, a couple of bands are getting exclusive deals for the streaming away from Nugs. And it was just an interesting phenomenon we're noticing and wanted to bring up with like Wolf Bros and Mo now. And it's like, I don't know, like I find Nugs to be irritating, and it's like a necessity because of so much of the music I listen to is on there, but it just kind of bugs me. I don't know. I was wondering if you guys had any takes on that or thoughts as to why these bands are, because like they're not going to like big companies or shit. Like Volume isn't
Wolf
like
Brothers was fans.com.
Yeah, Fans,
or
and
whatever.
I thought Fans was dead. I can't believe they're still there. They must have had like a big exclusive deal from when they launched it. Or
it probably was. It's probably these smaller companies are more nimble, so they can give the band a bigger percentage.
Yeah,
the only issue is you're not cataloged then. Like they released on Nugs Dead Ahead Wolf Brothers set the other day, so you can find.
So they stream it organically on the other ones, but then they live.
Right. Well, the Fans didn't have that last Wolf Brothers, but it did the whole tour before that. Like the Capitol Theater, they played 5 nights, and Fans streamed all of them.
What about Volume? What is that like? Are you familiar with that? Because I'd love to catch some Mo shows, but
there was one of the nights after Phish, there was a Volume free stream, and it would have Medeski and a couple other people.
Oh, I love that. That's Spafford was doing that, right? All tour
YouTube every night. There's probably streaming when you're done here. Everybody, you can go over there and check it out.
I mean, it's a brilliant thing to do, as I mean, obviously either way, for profit, or if you're just starting out band for to gain traction and get people. I mean, why wouldn't you? And for bars, I think it's a win-win on both sides, because for venues at Lash bars, if it's small venues, you're seeing like these cool little venues. You're like, oh fuck, I want to go check that place out, or I'd go see a band there, or like we were just talking about, you could see cool venues and who's performing at them, and then you get to see these bands playing, and then it builds a catalog, just like tapes used to back in the day of these shows, and then you get to see them live before actually seeing them live, so you kind of know what you're getting into and see the venues sometimes. So it's a win-win on all sides. I think the problem with Nugs is the price and the quality and the service
and the consistency and the IT tech bullshit
doesn't always match up, and then just the assholeness of like when things go wrong, not like really
quick support. I mean, and the percentage is terrible how much shit's gone wrong. I'm not trying to be all like defending big corps or anything, and from like a ethics and business side, I'm a little cringy about what I'm going to say, but from like the fan side of just wanting consistent service and ease, it amazes me that Google and YouTube aren't in the concert streaming industry more, because they have the infrastructure, they have the bandwidth, they have the IT support. All you have to do is set, and all these bands have fucking YouTube channels with everybody subscribed to. You just have a pay-per-view on YouTube, and it's like almost basically guaranteed, because of the number of servers and infrastructure they have in place. You're almost guaranteed a perfect stream 4K, and you don't have to worry about I have to remember to go to this site for this band and this site for that band, and I got to do this and pay that, and I have like 15 fucking passwords. And
I was going to say the passwords and the shit and connecting and all. It's so annoying. Like, yeah.
I feel like
you want a cable bundle.
You want a streaming bundle.
I just want it on YouTube. I mean,
right. I want to go one place. Jordan Fairless said about Spafford and the streaming that what they did was embrace the Grateful Dead model. They just took tape trading into the 21st century by allowing the live streams.
Yeah. Oh, that's smart. Who was it for where they're at?
Who was it that let you have control over the live streams too? Was it?
Oh, that was fun.
I think Humphreys did that for one show.
Humphreys did, yeah. And I think one like through their NFTs or whatever. If you bought,
that was cool.
You got to control which camera you wanted to angle you wanted to watch it from, which was ridiculously awesome. Like, talk about a step in the right direction. Like, where's more of that?
Yeah. God damn it. We could do this, man. We could do our job for them. They should hire us to manage their streaming. All right. I want to move on, because this is, I think, the meat of the live stream for me, at least. We're finally starting to get tour rumors. I got a couple different sources, not mine direct, but I figured it's worth talking about. And I want to kind of frame it as, are we buying, selling these rumors? What do we think? They seem legit. I have my thoughts on it, but I'll start with you guys. First, let's start with the more obvious mainstream one, which is through Phish Rumors. It's also been circulating on Fantasy Tour Forum and Twitter, but it has Deer Creek in early August and Dick's at the end of August. And those are the only two venues right now, but you got Monday Green in the middle, and I'm sure there's going to be other dates. So starting August at Deer Creek, we buying that? That seems kind of legit.
I wonder if it's going to be, if you remember, the Clifford Ball tour was 4 cities before the ball. What if they only pick like a Deer Creek, an Alpine, 2 other places that are far enough away from the festival because they're trying to sell the festival?
Yeah, I could see that. I could see Alpine and Deer Creek for sure. And then I do think that you're going to get 2 on the east, like SPAC and Camden.
Hampton,
fuck Hampton. No, they're not going down to Hampton. They're not. Kev, I understand the whole radius thing. They're not going to miss out on the Northeast. They are a Northeast band. They are not going to be like, fuck, I'm not going to do any other shows in the Northeast. That'd be literally setting money on fire or just throwing it away. They'd be like, you know what? I know how many hardcore fans we have in New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania, and the New England. But you know what? Fuck all of them. We're going to go down to Hampton because we want to be like Goose. Like, no, they're not. No, if they're going to, sure, if they do a full tour, maybe throw Hampton in on a Tuesday, Wednesday.
I think it's gonna be Alpine, Deer Creek,
Yes.
Atlanta, and then
like Alpharetta. I could see that.
Yeah. And then somewhere maybe like North Carolina.
But I think it reverses.
But not the place they played last
year. The
year.
other way. Because I don't think they start at Deer Creek, right? I think it starts the other way and goes that way, like somewhere like that, Kev.
The most logical route is Atlanta, Nashville, Deer Creek, Alpine.
There you go.
All right. Well, actually, we got more. We got more dates. One of our buddies just hit me up, and actually, besides Scoot and this other one, I also have another rumor. So actually, let's go to the other one, and then we'll come to this one that I just got, because I think this is the most comprehensive. So the other one that we saw circulating last week was the early summer West Coast doing some dates out in California, doing Chula and Portland, and well, not just California, but the whole West Coast. Yeah, and the Gorge. Where are you at on those? Do you think that has any legitimacy to it?
Before the Sphere?
Yeah. No, after.
No, it'd be after Sphere. It'd be early summer.
It would be June. They would do Gorge. They would hit somewhere in Oregon. They'd hit a couple Californias. Boom, break, pick up, do the run down the Midwest South. Boom, the festival. And then they do a winter tour. Or a fall tour, whatever you call it, fall.
I mean, the reason I like that rumor is because they've had a pattern lately of doing two smaller tours and splitting it. Right, 21 they did it that way. Did they do it this past year like that? No, but in 22 they did. Like, I feel like having the two separate small tours kind of makes sense.
Didn't they have like a spring tour there this past year?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they're right.
Yeah,
it was with the Charleston up through Deer Creek, LA. And then
yeah,
they did it this year too. They broke it into two tours.
This spring tour was the West Coast. The summer before was when they did the small Southeast, and then they did the full summer. So the two tours.
Now, are you guys still rock solid on Dick's?
100%. I've never doubted that for a second.
Yeah.
I think that's the one that I feel the most confident on.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to me. It's a 20,000 seat place after you've got everybody for 5 Gs over on the East Coast.
But I don't think you've got everybody. Like, honestly, none of the people I go to Dick's with from Colorado are going to the festival. Like, they're all waiting for like, there's people that just aren't like on this side of the world that like aren't making the trek across the country to go to that festival. Like, I happen to be going because we're going to be in New York and then going to Greece right after the festival. So it's easy for me. It makes sense. I'm skipping Dick, unfortunately, which sucks because we're going to there, but it's a sacrifice I'm making to go to the festival. So, it is what it is. But I definitely
gotta be working too. We got priorities.
That's right. Never doubted Dick's though. That's definitely happening. And I think a spring. I don't know if they did spring West Coast last year, so I mean it makes sense to do it again. But
they got the Sphere.
Fall into that rut. Exactly. You got the Sphere, so I kind of feel like 4 nights. But again, Kev, those prices kind of price out some people, like so I don't know if that's fair to say you get the Sphere. It's not like you get a Vegas run or something. You got twice as much for one ticket. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think you can count the Sphere as disqualifying any other rumors. That's a separate thing altogether. I think it's a separate class, like price class. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm priced out of it. There's no fucking way I'll be able to swing the Sphere. But like, I could swing a bunch of other summer, like just shows, or like a spring tour on the West Coast. Like I could easily do that. Like 8 shows. I could do that if you put me and the girls up and Alex took the girls to Disneyland and you took me to Phish.
How perfect is that? That's perfect. Everyone
got to think about the family. It's like, hey, I got you guys tickets to Disneyland, but it has to be on this weekend. 2 days because they got to go to California Adventure and do the Avenger stuff and all that, and then do Disneyland. So you got 2 days. So wherever it is, we got a 2-day cushion.
I want to see Tool at the Sphere. I've decided that's the band that I would go to Vegas to see.
You're crazy, because just watching the Billy footage again and like seeing them at Lollapalooza one year, their screens are terrifying. Like I can't imagine them in a full enclosed like you would be it would be like Hellraiser type shit. You'd be so fucking ruined. No.
Can I share these other? This is the more comprehensive list, which I believe has been floating on Fantasy Tour. Scoot just shared it with me, but I think it's basically a compilation or compiled of all of the various rumors put together. And I think this one looks really well. I want to see what you guys think.
Let's see it.
I tell you what I think. I think
check it out.
Oh God, I got to get rid of the banners.
New Orleans in July? Who the hell is going to New Orleans in July? It's like 190 degrees and
back to
900% humidity.
Oh, that's good.
Oh man, that's somebody's dreams that they want them to go back to these places like Texas and Arkansas.
I pretty much hate everything about this up until Bethel. Right. And I probably won't be able to swing Bethel this year, but I love that venue so much and had such a good time there. I think Deer Creek and Bethel I'm all about, but I'm not not loving this.
Bethel we'll hear about, and then Pittsburgh? Really? You're going to go inside to Pittsburgh in August?
That's bad.
Anyway, I think let's bring this back on. Oh shit. Boom. There we go. I think the ones I believe and trust at this point are Dick's and Deer Creek. They seem complete legit. And I really believe there's a lot of logic behind the West Coast, the Chula Gorge, and what was the other one? I forget. Oh, Portland. I think that makes a lot of sense. I think this New Orleans and Nashville is possible. They've played some of these venues recently. I just think if they do it, although when we first heard the rumors that they were coming back to MSG for 7 shows, right? I was like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. But then like you figure it out. So like they've done weirder shit in the past.
They're playing 3D chess on your ass. All right, let's jump.
Could you imagine if they just did a tour of like state fairs and like they just hit them all because like they're all in August as well, just start in like Minnesota and go to Kansas, wherever the fuck the next one is.
This is the most Midwest thing you've ever said.
State fairs.
This is like you get your corn dog and you can hit the bell thing with the hammer.
Carnies. Small hands, smell like cabbage.
I moved out in the country a couple of years ago, and it's one of the best things about it is the fucking fairs and the festivals. They will do one for every season. It's like Spring Fest, Fall Fest, Summer Fest. You're like, yeah, this is awesome. Oh, man, it's good stuff. All right, any other rumors? I think that was pretty much it for Phish Rumors.
I think that's good. I mean,
I'm happy. See, the nice thing about having the linchpins of like the Sphere in Mexico and the festival, and I'm assuming, I'm saying Dick's is already given. It almost doesn't matter as much where those other shows land. It's like, you're going to have some good staples and then they infill it. And, I think it's going to be a good year. I'm really excited about it.
Yep.
All right. What are we going on to?
The Brownstein
the Brownsteins.
I loved it. I got Brownie posted the Mixler before the show, and so I went in not knowing it's his kid. They're both related, but then it's what's his name? Jake Brownstein from Eggy, who's no relation, and it was also Danny from Eggy playing with him. So it was half of Eggy with Brownie and his kid playing drums, and bunch of Jerry tunes, Let It Rock, That's What Love Will Make You Do, some band, Chest Fever, they did Feeling All Right by Traffic. I mean, it was fantastic hearing those guys playing in basically a dead classic rock cover band for the night, and really just pure happiness out of it. You weren't expecting anything complicated or you had to think too much about,
Yeah, those throw together shows where they don't like have a lot of time to like play and it's just relying on their musicianship are usually fun because they're loose, they're not over rehearsed. Those guys, Eggy's fucking a phenomenal band. They're the ones that I'm probably the most impressed with. I'm not gonna go and say they're my favorite or that they're gonna be the most successful or anything like that because honestly, I don't think talent has a whole shit ton to do with success. Like you have to have talent to get on the scene. But once you're there, there's so many other things. But I really am impressed as shit with Eggy.
Eggy has,
and obviously Brownie's talented.
Right, strongest vocals, stronger vocals than a lot of what you get from jam bands, which I appreciate. They can do like the Crosby, Stills and Nash, and it isn't Crosby, Stills and Nash, but it's passable. It's pretty good for a bunch of guys in a bar, you know.
They did the thing where they lived together and they got the freaking house and they just grind it out and play constantly. And that's what makes these bands. We were talking about that last night, Kev, with like Phish in '93 having done 53 shows by what, April? Like that's what you have to do to like really lock in and become exceptional. You can't just do these like pick and choose these fucking, you know. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but like I feel like you really benefit from playing together as much as possible
and hitting the road and doing like
hitting the road
live shows and
getting your ass kicked and making mistakes, pissing in people's ears.
And then you get a harpua on a random Wednesday night in St. Louis. That's a pretty solid harpua for a random Wednesday night in St. Louis.
I had a dream last night about my dreams piling up in a pile of dreams. And I was like, I woke up, I was like, damn it, Trey. And then it fleeted. And I was like, you got me again. I like Eggy a lot. I didn't listen to the Brownstein thing, but it's a really cool. That was at Nectar's?
Yes, up in Nectar's, yeah.
Are they doing anything else, or was it just a one-time, like, special one-off thing?
I don't know. Mark's out. Disco Bits is doing however many dates up and down the West Coast, but I have a feeling it'll show up again. It seems like everything that was on social media about it, they had a great time. So probably a scheduling thing, you know. It'll be a scheduling thing.
That's the other thing I love about the scene and when bands do is like the collabs between different bands and like the mini super groups that just pop up. I feel like that used to be way more prevalent and now we haven't seen it as often. But
and speaking of that, it's not on the list, but last night, you know, playing at Nectar's, Mike Gordon could have come down and said hello to them, except he was playing with J-Rad somewhere. How was that show, Kev? Did you hear anything about that one?
I saw some people tweeting about it. I saw a few little clips, but yeah, it was Robert Walter from Mike's band and Mike and J-Rad, Russo, and then I don't know who the bass player was off the top of my head.
Mike and what Gordon. Was it? 2 nights?
Oh, Mike Gordon. Who the keyboard player? What keyboards?
Mike Gordon.
Mike. So Gordon. Who did we miss? The guitar?
Hamilton?
Was it Hamilton?
I don't know.
I mean, he's buddies with Russo.
Anyway,
it was good. It was not the Brownstein family band though. It was more, I think it was fun, but I feel like it's more you have to pay attention to because they're trying to, you know, that's the shtick of it, so to speak.
Well, that's what I'm curious as to like what they played and how it sounded with, you know, Mike in there and whatnot, and what songs they played.
I do not. It seemed to me everything I heard was instrumental, and I can't think off the top of my head whether I even saw a mic on stage. I'm sure they did sing though. There had to be a mic up there.
Hamilton wasn't with them.
Okay. I don't know.
What about Scotty Metzger?
No, it wasn't Metzger. I don't
know, man. I didn't see it.
I didn't see it. I was just
wondering. We obviously didn't prepare. T threw an audible.
This is what happens when you go off set list, T.
I fumbled on the goal line with it. Oh.
I figured, you know, somebody would have had to have watched it, but no.
I don't know if it was broadcast. I don't know if it was streamed.
I think it's Joe Russo, Mike Gordon, Nick Bockrath, and Robert Walter.
Yep. Well,
I guess Robert's
playing with Mike. We appreciate the support there.
I guess Robert is playing with Mike still, but he toured with Roger Waters for a good part of the last year. Last summer, Mike's band had that woman in place of him. I'm forgetting her name, Rebecca, maybe something.
Oh, good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm
just
batting
gonna
1,000 today.
Talk about
Batting
shit we
1,000.
don't know anything about and just throw out random guesses. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, let's go on. Billy Tool, Billy Strings.
Oh, hey, somebody was there for the early show. How was it?
There's a slight delay, so
yeah, I know.
We could just sit here awkwardly and
I wonder. I bet it was cool. I just found a link for the audio to it, so I have to listen to it after the show. Apparently, it was kind of all improvised.
Well, let's talk about Billy Tool since I want Tool.
Billy Tool.
Billy Tool.
Billy Tool.
Last week he was fighting with the Swifties. This week he's jumping on stage with Tool and doing some heavy metal.
Oh, it's very cool.
Played The Grudge with him.
Yes.
I mean,
this is not the first time he's done it, though. This is a recurring thing now. They have a thing
again in Nashville, so that's cool. I mean,
where are you on Tool? I asked my kid about it, and she was like, "Really, Tool, Dad?" And I was like, "Oh boy."
Can we put it like this? Can I rephrase your question, Kev? Who are you higher on, Billy Strings or Tool? Who do you think? Who do you like more?
I like Billy Strings lyrics, but I can't get through 3 hours of Billy Strings. I could sit through 3 hours of Tool.
Yeah, I'm voting Tool in that question myself, I think.
I've only seen Tool. I haven't seen Billy, so I can't really say for sure. But Tool was amazing and fun and scary as hell. So
he's smart. He's like, I'm not pissing off Billy Strings fans. I'm not isolating myself.
That's right. But I think it's interesting they play together. You know, I mean, you couldn't get kind of more opposites, so to speak, to kind of jump on stage together and play. So I think it's really cool and unique. You know, to your point, Tim, like you just said, you like it when bands sort of form these weird combinations and stuff, and that's a super cool one to see, especially in Nashville. So you have sort of that crossover anyway. So, you know.
Can I get on a weird tangent for
a
second? I never understood this saying that these guys are throwing out here, apples to oranges. I feel like comparing apples to oranges is fucking interesting because there's lots of things that you can compare and differentiate. Comparing apples to apples would be boring. It'd be like, oh, this one was slightly sweet, but this one was a little bit sweeter.
Red to green apples.
But that's the thing. If you have a barrel of apples and someone says, I want the best apple, then you compare the apples. If someone says, I want your best apple, and you're like, well, I got a bucket of oranges over here.
Yeah, but I didn't say give me the best apple. I said, what do you like more? What are you higher on? If I said, hey, Kev, what do you like more, apples or oranges? What would you say?
Oranges.
Okay, and if I said, hey, Kev, what do you like more, oranges or slightly different oranges? Like,
I want the juiciest orange.
I'm sorry. It's a weird tangent. It's just, I just saw it. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? All right, weird tangent. We're back, I think.
Oranges to oranges, apples to apples.
I mean, honestly, all right, if I'm being like completely honest, I'm not listening to either of them. Like, right, they're neither Tool nor Billy Strings are my first choice. I can appreciate them and I see the talent and I get the fans, but it's not like, oh, I really want to check out the new whatever.
So you like grapes?
I want. All right, somebody take the lead. I have a very important poll I want to set up.
All right, SC, we did not go with a package yet. We were looking for an RV Glenn Close.
Well, now tell him what happened.
Tell him what happened.
No, tell him what really happened. Tim forgot. Kev decided to wait till July, and I was asleep. So we completely wooked it up. And
I think that we're going to get on the wait list and see if somebody's free.
Is that what we're doing? Because my favorite was like around whatever time that was later that day. We were like, so did anybody do anything? We were like, nope. I was asleep. Oh, I forgot about it. I'm not even doing anything till July. I was like, all right, cool. Perfect.
I'm leaning more towards car camping again. I don't know. Like, I want to do Glenn Close car camping. I don't want, I was all about GA car camping, but then I saw those the map with the stars and like your percentage of like, do you see that shit? Like where you're likely going to end up with GA? It's weird because they put it like they look like it's up on the top of the map, but like the majority of the people in GA are going to end up by the highway, and I just don't want to be car camping that far away at the highway.
You know what?
Look who's going bougie now.
Next thing you know, bougie with my car camping.
Tim's gonna be like, you know what I decided to do? I got this.
Something interesting that if you buy the Wednesday early car pass, it doesn't work for your RV. They aren't letting the RVs till Thursday, apparently.
Right. That's the other reason I thought that was kind of bullshit.
But I think that's gonna change. I think they're gonna offer an RV early pass.
Extra $50 for only $50 more. You can
there's more money, and people will do it because who doesn't want to get there Wednesday with your RV and get set up? Of course, you want to do that.
Maybe even sleep
because they're playing on Thursday, right?
Yeah.
So like right now, if you're going in with an RV, you have to go in, get all that shit set up, and then run over.
The pole like that's broken.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Oh, the pole is broken already?
That's what it says.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
It doesn't look broken to me.
I'm reading the comments. I actually like those little oranges, the clementines or mandarins. No seeds, easy to peel.
They're so small, though.
You got me.
You need several of them.
A lot of work. Peeling's a lot of work.
I'm getting cold feet on the mystery topic. I'm like, maybe we won't talk about the mystery topics.
Well, we'll see if we get there.
We'll see if we get there.
I don't remember the second one. I remember one was talking shit about Goose, but we'll see if we get there.
It wasn't talking shit about Goose. It was talking about people that were talking shit about Goose.
Yeah.
There's there's an order of separation there.
We were calling out idiots. But let's talk about Round Room.
We were going to discuss the merit of their takes.
Round Room. Very interesting.
Oh yeah, Kev not wanting to do that, so he was going to step away.
Did you look at the sequencing for the album, and does it match what the CD was when it was released?
I mean, I didn't, but is that a thing?
Apples to oranges.
Yeah, sometimes they have to because an album only has 20 minutes each side. So sometimes you have to move songs around in order to.
Really? That's a thing?
Yeah.
That would drive me nuts. The flow of an album is so specific. Like it's not an arbitrary thing. Like, honestly, what the fuck? Really? They do that? Because, like, an artist creating an album, or at least how it should be, is there's a flow to the album.
But they don't change up the order of it, Kev. They just change up how it's broken up on the album as far as, like, if you're only going to put, like, 2 songs on one side and then 1 song on the other side and then put them on different, like, album sides, not changing up the order. So it's, like... That would be fun.
I've seen stuff that came out on CD, and then when they put it onto an LP, they had to rearrange the way it was just to fit it onto 4 sides instead of having a 5th side.
To do 6.
If I were an artist and they did that to my shit, I would be all right. I don't remember the order of fucking Round Room CD.
Hold on. How legitimate was this fucking vinyl that you're talking about, Kev? Because it sounds like you got a bootleg or something that didn't match up.
No, isn't it on Dry Goods? Isn't it?
No. He's saying what I was talking about.
You were dry. Okay.
Oh, Dr. Dave's backing you up.
Well,
okay,
there you go.
So I have the LP track orders. So it starts Pebbles and Marbles, Anything But Me, Round Room. Is that? I don't remember. That
was the first side. That was the first side.
All right, Mexican Cousin, Friday, 7 Below, Mock Song.
That's 4 songs on the second side, yep.
And then 46 Days, All of These Dreams, Walls of the Cave
would be the third side, and then 2 on the last.
And then Thunderhead and Waves.
So they did do it the same.
That's a good album. Like looking at that list, I'm like,
I like double album.
I like these songs.
Are you sold on it now? Did you just sell yourself?
I'm 100% sold on Phish, guys. True story.
Funny how that works. Can we talk about CDs back then for a second?
Back then, or just CDs in general?
Well, when CDs first came about, people used to
play
release 35 minutes. Yeah, they released 35 minutes on an album, and all of a sudden the studio's like, we got 74 minutes, and they put all these crappy songs just to make a 74-minute CD instead of putting out 38 minutes of perfect music. and it always drove me crazy. There are so few perfect CDs, and there's so many perfect albums.
Because it came into my ear, my headphones. I was like, "What?" Like, oh, it's just the Kev. The whole point of a fucking CD is it's easy to skip. It's not like you had to get up and move.
Yeah, but why do that instead of releasing like a beautiful, perfect 38 minutes worth of music?
Well, we've come full circle. That's why vinyl is back.
A beautiful, perfect.
Yeah, what's the CD? Thank you, One Piece.
I only own one vinyl. One right now was Tom Marshall signed Joy for me when I started the bracket. So he was like he did it as like a grand prize. I don't know if you guys remember that. It was like whoever won that first year's bracket got a signed album from Tom Marshall. And so when I sent him the information, he's like, "You want one too?" It's like, "Fuck yeah, I do." But so that ever since then, I was like, maybe I'll start collecting Phish vinyls because it's like Joy. You can't just have that be your only album. But I haven't pulled the plug yet because I figure it's gonna be an expensive hobby if I get into it. But I don't know. This round room, I'm pretty excited about. What's your favorite song off round room?
Pebbles and Marbles.
Marbles.
Both of you?
Damn it. That's the first time I think I've ever really agreed with Ken.
What the hell is going on?
Yeah. I mean,
that's the one. That's the one.
That is the one. What about you?
Probably 7 Below. Okay. It's had some dicey versions, but when it hits and when it locks in, the jam that comes out of it is so fire. And I just like that I don't even know how to describe it, but the snare like dribble where it's like
always the drummer. It's always about the drummer.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're always about the lyrics, and you know.
I tell you what, Friday, Jason, is a great song. Friday is a hit song that Phish would never have because they're Phish. But it's tight, and if any other band had done it and it had been marketed different, you would have heard it on a sitcom.
That's the song you're going with that take on.
I mean, Walls of the Cave.
Walls of the Cave's pretty solid.
I mean, it's got good jams. There's some good closing set one jams of Walls of the Cave.
That song's done after the Man version.
I was gonna say, except for the Man.
Trey's like, no more. We're done with that one.
I really love the end of that song. You know, when the listen to that whole part, but the whole beginning I could do with that. Like personally, it's like you have to endure the first half to get to the hype jam. And the big build up.
Like so many of those songs, right? That we say that about. You got to get through this to get to.
We should count how many songs that we feel that way about. It's like The Well. That's one. It's like, oh, it gets good eventually. I forgot you actually like this song.
Come back in 3 minutes. It'll be better.
Right. Those are the Piss songs.
Kev says that about Ruby Waves, Soul Planet.
Yeah.
And now you've got
definitely Soul Planet. Let's set your soul free. Everything's right.
I don't want to be told that everything's right. That's all.
Just hold tight.
It's all right, Kev. Everything's all right.
Everything isn't all right, but
I'm
old, so
it's fine.
Give me a sky to yell at, clouds to yell at.
I can't believe I still have a cold, man. It's bullshit.
I can't believe no one's talking about Mexico. I bet you they're going to burn Mexico down.
No one ever talks about Mexico because there's 3 types of people when it comes to Mexico. They're the people that paid the money or who couldn't pay the money to go and are bitter about it. They're the people that paid the money to go but don't want to look like a dick to all the people that can't afford to go. And then there's the other people that just don't care that much and it's like off the radar, but they'll be hyped about it when it shows up. Right? And I feel like you're either really excited because you're going, but you don't, it's going to be fine though. They play great down there. It's super fun. The webcasts are great. I love to live vicariously for all the people that are there.
I'm excited for the After Phish after show myself.
Me too.
You know what? Hey, how about that question we asked on Wook+ about? Do you think that when do you think a Gamehead song will show up, and will it be in Mexico?
I like this, by the way. Yeah. I think we're primed for Iculus.
Nice.
Right. But do you
Great
think like a
segues.
lizard would show up maybe or something down there?
No. I don't think it's gonna not be in rotation, but I don't think they're coming back the next show and fucking repeating a bag, or the same way that if the gag was everything's right and Soul Planet, I don't think they would open or the first night in Mexico with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could probably get those shows in the Sphere. Yeah.
They got to do
I think
Wilson or something there.
is the leading, leading candidate probably. Okay, we're about to talk about some Goose Rumor shit. So you want to go to the bathroom or something?
What was the other topic? Why don't we talk about the other topic?
No, the other one's more dangerous and will backfire on us even more. So.
The other one we were going to talk about how
no, don't even say it.
Presented.
Nope.
And triggered.
It was a derivative topic. So we're going to talk about the other topic. We don't have to talk about any of it. We could just talk about nothing. Or we could just call it. You want to just call it?
I mean, that's the
I think we have to talk about it now. I think this is interesting. So there was a rumor posted on Reddit. Let's give all the, what do you want to call it? Disclaimers. None of this is facts. It's just interesting speculation and rumors. That's like zero whatever. But it was basically talking about how Rick and Ben had a falling apart. And part of that, so the post goes on to say, was musically, that Rick was trying to take the band in a different direction and that they would butt heads musically, according to this post. And that Rick was trying to drive it away from the dance floor on the floor, dancey type stuff, and Ben was a little bit more driven in that. I would never put any credence on this, except for the fact that you could kind of hear that in playing, and it makes sense in the evolution of the band. And you even were thinking that too, right? That like there was like a, hey, maybe they're going more mainstream, but I don't know. I think it's an interesting rumor.
So by that thinking, then when we see Goose again, there will no longer be these 20-25 minute jams. They're going to try to pare it back down.
Yeah, that's what they're implying, or at least try to make it less. So it's weird because I don't even think it's jamming in generic or in general. I think maybe it's the modern jam band, like the dancey clubby. They call 4 on the floor, but it's basically when you're riding the kick drum, like the club music, like pigeons and all these freaking modern disco, but all the modern jam bands, like the new ones that weren't started in the early 90s or 80s, do it. But I don't know. I feel like that's something that really blew them up, and like to change anything musically is ill-advised, right? Like why, when you're at your peak and you have the biggest fan base you've ever had, why would you want to switch things up?
But then Phish has always done that.
What, switch shit up?
Yeah. Let's throw in bluegrass. Let's throw in, a songs.
I don't know. I feel like they've really added shit, but not abandoned it.
Got rid of the jam aspect of things. They've kind of just added things around the jam aspect of things, or that tone of it. And I don't know. We'll see. Commercial viability. That's one thing.
Goose's next shows are going to be sometime in March, I guess. They're playing some festivals, so probably May. So probably like February, they should nail down a drummer.
Yeah, well, I mean, the rumor that actually more than a rumor, but what we heard was that they had already begun the auditions before the official announcement even went out. So I'd imagine that they were trying to get that decided pretty quickly. Do you know what festivals are doing? I'm just wondering if they're jammy festivals or are they mainstream festivals? Because if we're like,
maybe the producer can come up with that for us real quick.
Yeah, he's high as a kite right now. He's not doing shit.
He's giving us the finger backstage, so
yeah,
he's busy.
He's like, it's 56 minutes in. Fuck y'all. No, so they're doing Soulshine and Northlands Music Festival.
So Soulshine is the rebranded summer camp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what's the other one? Northlands? I don't know much about that. Who's on the bill? I mean, are you looking at the bill?
Give me a second, Kev. I'm fucking figuring it out.
I thought you had it up in front of you.
No, because you know why? It's because I'm hosting the show. I'm not supposed to be producing it. I didn't know. Oh, no, this is jammy. This is jammy as fuck. Okay, that rumor is bullshit. We should have done this legwork. This is fucking Green Sky and Mo.
I told you it was a dead story.
I know, but it was a late week. Yes, Llama's the producer. Yeah, this has Mahali, Dopapod, Spafford, Talk, Blue Sky, Mo. Actually, it looks like a great fucking festival.
Yeah. We looked at that when it.
Yeah, that's
when
super heady festival. All right.
I wonder who else. I wonder who else they're going to add for that Phish festival. Like, is there a second wave of?
Didn't you already use that joke, or was that internally? You're only allowed to do those jokes once on the channel, my friend.
My friend.
My friend.
Wait, I'm trying to look up Soulshine, but it's not spelled. It's like
SOL.
Yeah, like the sun.
Right.
Soulshine. What?
You gotta let your soul shine.
I get what they're going for. Like, this one's heady as fuck too.
All right, it's pared down summer camp. What's it? Humphreys?
Yeah, Humphreys, string cheese, Mo. Man, Mo's at every fucking festival. Or Bolo.
Bread and butter for them.
Mahali's doing his solo thing again.
Band or just him? Does it say?
No, it's just him.
Okay.
It's just Mahali. There's no.
Did you see that? Did you see any clips of that?
Elaborate.
Of him playing solo. I saw a clip somewhere of it. It was interesting. I don't know. It's tough holding.
That was awesome.
It's tough being the solo person with the guitar at a festival, you know.
Dylan could do it.
Well, there's Dylan, but Dylan doesn't play guitar anymore. Well, he did a couple once in the past, like 10 years. He plays piano now. I think you get away with a solo piano show better than a solo guitar show.
All right, I got one last question for y'all. So, in a month or two, when March Madness starts, I was feeling nostalgic, and I wanted to bring back one of the classics, but I only want to do one because
that's the other topic.
Was everyone voting in the fishnet bracket?
No, we're not talking. We're talking about what would be more fun for us. We want to go Grateful Dead or we want to go Phish?
Oh, the Dead bracket was fun. I bet we get more traction with the Dead bracket than we would with the
I think I'd have more fun with the Dead bracket too.
Probably.
Basically, the work's done because we had one winner, Terrapin. So all we have to do is shift one song up into the top.
Yeah, and reset it. I understand how it works.
You do?
Yeah. Believe it or not.
Oh man, sure. Yeah, the Dead for sure. And you know what?
Oh, our new member voted Dead, so I think that's it. We'll give Alan the final say.
So let me say, it'll start like when a normal bracket starts, right? This isn't something that, you know.
Well, considering we just decided tonight which one we were gonna do, I'll need a little bit of time. But yeah,
I like when they move quicker. It's tough when things are drawn out for me because I'm like, get it over with. It's like watching Game of Thrones or something. You're like, just get over with it already. Come on. 9 episodes later, you know, you're like,
Kev, I gotta just say something publicly about why we have a complicated relationship. You mix really good points and takes with really bad takes, and I don't know how to react because I want to be like, I agree with your point, but you're delivering it with like a a delivery mechanism of shitty takes, and I'm like I get what you're saying, but not 100%. I'm not 100% there with you, but yes, I think we should let it move. Anyway, thanks, guys. Sunday we'll be back for the morning show. Next Tuesday we got the Dead Show. Wook Club
10-5.
10-5. Yeah.
10-5.
10-4.
10-4.
We got it together.
10-5.
We know what we're
10-5, 94.
Thank
There it
you.
is. 10-4. It's 10-5.
Great show.
All right. Yeah,
Got a
good job,
midnight
guys.
hour in there.
You gotta like apples, man. You gotta love apples.
When
It's like
did
apples
there?
one.
When did there become footage behind the credits?
Ooh,
I updated it.
sexy.
Never seen that before.
See, because I added the copyright.
MMXXIV.
Wook
See you
Media.
Sunday.
Scoo.